This is the Volkswagen E-Up with the larger battery. You might be looking at this going, isn't that the small little VW that has the small range? Well, that's not the case with the new E-Up. New to Ireland, we didn't get that update when it came to the United Kingdom and the European continent back in 2020, I think it was. The original Volkswagen E-Up came out in 2014 and it had a 16 kilowatt hour battery, about 100 miles, 160 kilometers. This is coming in at a 32 kilowatt hour battery. WLTP, they're saying about 253. Real world, you're probably looking at 220, 230, but because it's mainly an urban environment, I think you're going to get that no problem. It has put a smile on my face all week. It is probably one of my favourite EVs of all time because I just like the utilitarian side of things. I like the size, the form factor. Speaking of form factor, it is 3.6 metres long, 1.6 metres wide, 1.5 metres high with a 2.4 metre wheelbase. Moving around the front, and it is, because it's based on the combustion engine petrol Up, it only comes in 5-door. You can get a 3-door GTI petrol Volkswagen Up, whereas this was only ever going to come in 5. You have, again, probably dating it now, but the halogen headlights, but you do have daytime running lights, DRLs. I kept on calling them DLRs in one of my commenters last week because I live in Dunleary, right down here in Dublin. I kept on, that was the automatic. So daytime running lights, DRLs. In LED, but the halogen, you have that blue strip that we would have seen on the E-Up and the E-Golf. Obviously the ID branding has gone away from that, but they're saying they're going to keep this. This is going to turn into an ID just to let some air in there and in underneath, but nice styling. I really like it. No frunking underneath, very compact, very well packaged. So yeah, sometimes you can get aftermarket storage to go into places like this, but not in this one. Just your window washer is all you need to be worrying about. That clunk though is there that you don't get on the normal EVs. Everything is pretty much lightweight. This is coming in at around 1,240 kilograms. Moving down along the side, you have a standard, you had a 15-inch kind of an aero, but these are on the 16-inch ellipsum, I think they're called, alloys, and on Continentals. So they're on Conti Eco Contacts, and they're 185 50-15s. 16, sorry, they're the 16-inch ones. But you can see where the wheels are based, right on the corners, perfect for an EV. You have your glass black wing mirror that are folding with your indicator built in. All of the Irish models come with a glass black roof. 6 colours here in Ireland. Teal is the standard colour. White, and then a solid red. They're the non-metallics. There's a cost to the white. So on this car, the only extras are the wheels and the white, couple of £100. And then the red is an extra couple of £100 on that as well. And then there's 3 metallics, a King's Red, which we see across the Volkswagen range, beautiful in this. And then there's a metallic light silver and a metallic red silver. The King's Red is the most expensive at around about, if I remember correctly, €800. So you've got your 5-door, you've got your large front door, and even your back door, but the opening inside in it is phenomenal. Good big size front door, huge, like you don't need any more than that. And then we'll go down along the back when we turn the car around. But overall, the form factor, the ability to maneuver it, the ability to park it in any spaces, as I said, I'm smiling because I really, really like it. And if I was to buy an EV, this is starting to get to the top of the list because I don't need a lot of space. It's only myself, my girlfriend and my dog. They go to the airport a couple of times a year on holidays, but you can put the back seats down, but let's get into that.
If you're interested in all things EV and you'd like to support the channel, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any future updates.
Moving down along the back, and I don't know how they squeezed the CCS port into it. Generation 1 of the E-Up only had AC charging, but this has CCS, and you have to use the key to unlock, which is actually a decent safety fixture, but no, we really want to be getting into it. You can hear it clicking there. And so AC, if you remember the original Johnny Smith video, when this came out in the UK in 2020, he was reefing at that with a couple of twigs. AC, what I'm reading, I'm getting conflicting AC scores. What I can see on EV database is it's coming in at 3.7. So to fill it up, it's taken about 10 hours and 45 minutes. On 3-phase, it does go up, but on a single phase, it's saying that. So I'm a bit confused on that. Usually they're at 7.4. And then on DC, that was AC. On DC, it is up to 37 kilowatt hours maximum, so taking about 48 minutes to go from 10 to 80%. Because that battery is smaller, you don't need such huge speeds. So if you see an E-up on a 150 DC charger, have a conversation with them and explain to them that they can only actually take the guts of 40. But lovely little form factor there. Moving down, you have your FM radio antenna, kind of a shark fin dogtail combined. You've got your high level brake light. You have a window wiper, which is phenomenal. I thought these were LEDs, but I don't think they are. I think they're halogen as well. You've got that blue strip at the back to let everyone know that you're driving the E-up, but you will see it here on the badging. New Volkswagen branding. You press your button and it releases, and then you lift up. It's like an all glass covered, but there is metal in behind it. Small little parcel shelf. Actually had these off because I was setting up my cameras, and 210 litres of space, so by no means huge, but deep, wide. You probably could fit a full-size suitcase in there. And then in on the side, right at the very back, then there's another little pocket that is for the likes of your granny cable or your AC charging cable. But you will start to see a lot of the body-coloured metal here and up here, like nothing's covered. You have a small bit of clad in here, but otherwise, but I'm happy with that. You know what? If it keeps the pricing down, let's have a look on the inside. Inside the Volkswagen E-up, you've got that body coloured metal on the top of the door all the way around, and then you have your electronic adjustable wing mirrors on the door, your central locking, and your front windows, because your rear windows aren't electronically adjusted, they're just the pop-out ones that you get. You also have a nice sill plate in underneath with E-up written on it, but I tell you what the difference is. Sounds like a Golf. And I know that's a cliche, but that hood, it's just so satisfying. You've got, starting my right knee, you've got that traditional Volkswagen light. So there's automatic lights on this. And you've got your poor weather lights front and rear. You've got your venting. You've got your level for your lights. It's a 3-spoke steering wheel, leather coated, with your volume, etc. on the left hand side. On the right hand side, you've got your menu, your voice control, bit of glass black going on. The steering wheel itself is just rake, not reach. So it is only adjustable in height. Behind the steering wheel, you've got your 3 dials, very analog with a small little digital clustering underneath. You've got what you're doing with regards to power. Middle one then is your speed in kilometers. And then on the right hand side then is your big battery level with some indicator lights on it. You've got the ability to change your trip, and then on the actual screen itself you can see what the different things that are on there. So as much as there isn't a main screen, there's enough on that as well. Moving over then, you have the mobile phone holder that you use with the Volkswagen E-up app. Sorry, Maps and More, it's what it's called. And so you stick that in. My phone is probably on the bigger side. You clamp it down into it, press up your More, Maps and More. While that's syncing up, we've got a heated windscreen, heated wing mirrors, heated seats. This is a price of this after grants in Ireland is 27,813. So like there's some cars out there that are double the money that you don't get a heated windscreen in. Sometimes you don't get heated seats for that kind of money. I'll run through the actual app as well. So the app has destination navigation, charging level. So this is what you'd use to actually interact with the car. There's a charging port behind the actual phone holder. You've got departure time, so you can set your charging. You've got your charging locations, your driving data, phone, and then media, and then you have a screen with like 3 widgets that you can put in. So I've got the maps, the energy charge level, and then also the music on it. Underneath that then we've said you've got your heated windscreen, you've got your demister in the rear, you've got your 2-level heated seats, you've got your aircon, automatic air conditioner as well, hazard lights, your lane keep. Then underneath that then you've got a lovely little head unit with regards to radio, media, phone and menu. It's not touch screen, but it is scroll wheel or buttons at the bottom for menus, and this also is what houses the reversing camera, which I didn't think was in it until it jumped on. And it's a tiny little like 3-inch by 2-inch screen. That's all you need. And it has rear parking sensors as well. Little shelf, little cup holder with a kind of a the ability to change it into a coffee cup holder, etc. You've got modes, you've got normal, eco and comfort. sorry, normal, eco and eco plus, apologies. Then you also have the 12 volt. You've got your Volkswagen gears with 5-stage regeneration. When it's in D or B mode, you can knock it left, knock it right when you're driving along, so I'm looking forward to trying that out. And then you've got your manual handbrake. You've got the shark skin, what they call, design on the actual dash, a little bit of plastic cladding with some E-Up branding over there in front of the passenger. I really, really like it. No sunroof visors. You've got no mirror in front of the driver, but you do have a mirror in front of the passenger. Some very basic lights, again, halogen. You've got a little glove box with a sunglass holder. Usually it's up here, but again, maximizing space. The seats are adjustable with regards to on the rails, but also there is a lever for height. And then there's another lever on my right-hand side for if you want to lie back or not. Same on the passenger side, and they have this cross designs called on the seats. That is the inside and the front of the Volkswagen E-Up. This seat's set for me. Let's have a seat in the back to see what it's like. I'm 6'2", 188 centimeters, and it's a bit snug. The windows in the rear of the E, as well as the rear view window, are tinted, so there's a small bit of a dark situation going on here. And because they don't have window, you just open it up there for fresh air. You've got your chrome handle. You've got a little, like, when I say tiny, I mean like a little indent in the door for holding stuff. You've got your second cup holder back here. You've got a large transmission tunnel. This is a 4-seater. They don't try and claim that this middle seat. A lot of manufacturers claim that middle seat will hold somebody, but this one doesn't even have a seat belt, so it's definitely not. You've got 2 ISOFIX. It's a 40-60 split. Yeah. Do you know what? I'd happily scoot along here as a passenger. No problem at all. Weight, we talked about there's a 356 kg weight that it can take as a car. So if you had 4 of me now, you're definitely tipping over that. You've got a little coat hook in the B pillar, airbag in there as well. These seats, because they're solid, there's no separate headrest on them. Sometimes the visibility, people can get a bit, there's no carrying capability, no magazine holder at the back of the seat either. But otherwise, I get my feet in under the seat. My legs are now thigh support. It's not really there because of just the way the angles are, but you'd manage a trip, no problem at all. Let's take it out for a drive. So unlike a lot of EVs, you have a physical key, and this reminds me, I was a Volkswagen Caddy driver for over 10 years. So put your foot in the brake, and then hold it down to get a ready sign. Only comes with one trim, so the style, so their colours and the alloys really are the only options you need to worry about. Back into D mode for drive. And then it has a 9.8 meter turning circle. So let's lock it up. Oh yeah, like it's so easy to maneuver. Beautiful. Beautiful. Very upright seated position. Enjoying the rain today. Visibility front. It's a small bit raked, but it's not bad. I'm probably a bit on the taller side for this vehicle, but somebody said it'll remind them of a Mr. Bean car, but I think that's unfair. I'm 6'2", 188, as you all know. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so. Hit the like button, leave a comment and share the video. Visibility on the side, good big size door mirrors. I'd like if the wing mirrors were a small bit bigger. But that's not the case. We don't have blind spot on them either. That rear window is good because there isn't a middle headrest and there isn't going to be a middle passenger. Usually there's plenty of visibility there as well. Small bit of a whine off the electric motor, but I'll get over that. I don't know whether it's a pedestrian noise warning or if it's just the noise of the motor. Beautiful day for taking a test drive. So then back then into, so with the D, do I need to, oh no I don't. I thought I had to press the button. So there is a button on the top of the gear lever, and then it says remuneration level 4. Can I only do that in D mode? Oh yeah, I can. So there's 5 levels supposedly. Oh, it's okay. So B mode brings you to recuperation level 4. and then I can tip it back and over depending on how much regeneration. I don't know if you can hear me with that mad rain. Okie dokie. Pickup is good. It's torquey. It's a light car, so it can be, and the efficiency is there as well. As I said, I'm getting the definitely plus 200 kilometer range. Like if you know you're driving, if you know what you need, will I take this car on a coast to coast across the country? Potentially, yeah, because I think you'd only need to stop and charge it once to get me all the way to Belmullet, which is 318 miles. Now that'd be a challenge in a Volkswagen e-up. And so yeah, I might get back onto Volkswagen when I give this car back and say, can you book me in again for a spin around and do my coast to coast? Why not? Can you live in Ireland in a Volkswagen e-up? There was somebody in the Dublin EV Owners Club that he changed to, I think he got a Mini. No, did he get a Mini? Or I think he got a Mini. He was a Volkswagen e-up original battery size with the 13 kilowatt hour battery. My goodness. Fair play to him. What I like about the e-up is it's just tactile. There isn't any fancy touch screens or capacitive sliders or haptic feedbacks. It's physical buttons on the steering wheel. It's a good solid thunk of a door. The actual infotainment screen is all either selector via knob or buttons along the bottom. And so when I'm driving, I know exactly what I'm doing. It's a 61 kilowatt motor giving you 83 brake horsepower, and that's 210 newton meters of torque. 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 11.9 seconds, and there is a top speed limiting it to 130 kilometers an hour. Brakes are decent. I didn't actually look to see if it was disc brakes or drum brakes actually. I put that on the screen underneath. Be nice with a sunroof just for a bit more light and airiness in here, but they have gone with the lighter headliner, and I appreciate that a sunroof would not be the most efficient use, or wouldn't make it as efficient as it is currently. Yeah, there are the mod cons that I'd love to see, such as an armrest, but this is an urban car for scooting in and around to work, getting the kids to school. If it can fit me in the back, you're not going to be carrying much bigger than that with regards to tall people. But yeah, I love the integration of your smartphone as the infotainment screen. Why complicate things? A lot of people will use Apple CarPlay and Android Auto anyway, so you have the ability of using Google Maps or Waze or whatever you want. You don't have to use the Maps and More app from Volkswagen. You can use what you want, and the power button at the back of it, or the power socket at the back of it, your USB Type A, perfect. My phone is probably small on the bit on the bigger side, so I'd say there's an aftermarket larger phone holder potentially needed. There's plenty 3D printing forums out there that would do that for you. But overall, as I said at the start, and I've been smiling all the way through, I really like the Volkswagen e-up. I think it's probably the perfect EV for a large majority of people that have a second car, that maybe only have a first car but they don't do a lot of mileage with it. Yes, it's a bit more expensive for sure, but it is fully electric, so you can, if you need to, run it very economically if you've got the ability to charge it at home on a night rate. Let me know in the comments if you like the Volkswagen e-up. Have you got one? I always love to hear from owners. Like the video, share, and remember, if you think an EV is for you, leave it to me and I'll review. Thank you very much for watching.